We're back.
It's a special edition of Two Flames.
One Truth.
Yeah.
Why is it special?
Talking about the Matrix.
Oh, well, that's true.
I feel like there's a lot of ways it's talked about.
There is. There are. It's one of our favorite movies, series of movies.
Cool movies, yeah.
Which one's your favorite? The first one?
Well, it'd have to be.
Yeah, I think so too.
You know, it was the intro to the whole world.
Yes.
So.
How would you like to start? So this is our first Wednesday, I think, that we're doing this. Now that we've started our new.
I think we've got something special for everyone.
We do?
Since this is the special edition
of Escaping the Matrix.
Two Flames, One Truth, Escaping the Matrix special edition.
Yes. So fancy.
You heard?
You hear? Yes, we are escaping the Matrix. Isn't that the goal for all of us, I think, especially when you're awakening? Hey, Marnell, we're so sorry we couldn't make it down today. We so wanted to meet your daughter. We can talk on our own time.
there was some effort going into the special edition of Two Flames, One Truth, The Matrix.
No.
Escaping
the Matrix.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever.
You want to read that? So what everybody knows or thinks about the Matrix is that classic Morpheus quote.
And we wanted to read it.
Can you read it like
I've
Morpheus?
tried to get everyone. No, I tried to get everyone else to read it, but here, lo and behold, it's me.
Good.
The Matrix is everywhere. It is all around us. Even now in this very room, you can see it when you look out your window or when you turn on your television. You can feel it when you go to work, when you go to church, when you pay your taxes. It is the world that has been pulled over your eyes to blind you from the truth. You are a slave, Neo. Like everyone else, you were born into bondage, born into a prison that you cannot smell or taste or touch. A prison for your mind. Morpheus.
Dun, dun, dun.
Dun, dun, dun. And if one of these boys would have read it, it would have been way better because they had the voice going, everything. But
well,
little old me had to read it. But that's such a good quote. I watched it today. That one scene, so good. Well, and so true.
And as we're talking about it, it may be coming from a little different perspective. I haven't read a lot about analyzing what the Matrix is in our life or otherwise. You see a lot of analyzing.
I mean, we know what it is.
Right. But not a lot of folks talking about it in a more integrative, internal way.
A holistic way, if you will.
Yeah.
Body,
something like
mind,
that.
Soul, because it does encompass all of those things.
Well, since you had a quote, I have a little quote here.
Okay.
It maybe sets the stage for talking about it, both how we all are used to talking about it and maybe also correlating that with or directing it internally and physically as well.
Yeah, into a way that you don't hear very often.
No, and it's kind of new to us, and we're learning about it. We just wanted to see what everybody thought about it.
Yeah.
Okay. So, in this scenario, when you're talking about the Matrix, it includes fascia, trauma, and somatic liberation.
Those are not words you hear every day.
No, they're not. And so I've got fascia defined, somatic is pertaining to just the body as opposed to the mind.
Right. Somatic healing, which is a whole other thing, but breathing includes breathing and movement and.
Right. So if the Matrix is out here and we're experiencing it, we're a part of it.
Yeah.
How does that then affect us?
Internally and holistically, right? Body, mind, and soul.
Right. And here's the important part. Fascia is our fascia.
Which I told him.
We're going to make a drinking game out of how many times
I don't drink, but I was going to get a little shot glass with water and we'll just do a drinking game for every time he says fascia tonight. So if you're on board, give us a thumbs up.
And fascia is a continuous 3D web of connective tissue that wraps, supports, and connects every structure in the body.
This is our fascia.
Not the skin. The skin is
right
not
below
your
our skin.
There is a layer of fascia just below your skin.
Yes.
But it's not the only fascia.
So many
There's
drinks.
multiple fascias. Okay. Okay, let me get through this quote, please.
Sorry.
All right. It connects every structure in the body, including muscles, organs, bones, and nerves, acting as the body's internal scaffolding to provide structure, allow smooth movement, and facilitate energy transfer. Key emphasis on energy transfer.
Got it.
Okay. Composed mainly of collagen and elastin fibers. These freaking readers. It's a vital sensory organ that keeps everything working together as one coordinated system. And when healthy, it allows for flexibility and efficient movement, but tightness can cause pain and restrict motion.
My fascia is tight sometimes.
Well, and there's layers of fascia in different parts of our body.
So how are we relating this to escaping the matrix?
As above, so below, as within, so without. So if you're talking about something outside of yourself, it doesn't give you the full perspective unless you're also talking about how it's integrated within yourself.
How do we know? We were talking earlier about awareness. So I would say the first steps, and not that we're experts on this, of course, but just in our journey and things that we've talked about in other podcasts, but awareness is a big one. Being aware of it, but does that give you the tools to escape the matrix? No. Just knowing something, it's about integrating it. So what is the integration of this portion of, am I skipping again?
No, I hear what you're saying.
I'm just curious.
And we're obviously, as they listen to us, they'll hear that we're thinking through these concepts ourselves.
Yeah, this is a think tank.
No, we reference people because we like what they have to say and we're trying to learn as well. But
and just seeing different ideas and going, that's interesting to think about. So this was an interesting thing to think about.
And love hearing the responses from collective comments and things.
Yeah.
Helps us to maybe change our mind, inform us better, that sort of thing.
Yeah. So what is the awareness with what you're talking about?
Well, first, when I think of fascia, the web of connectivity throughout the body, it kind of, and I don't know if I haven't read anything like this, but originally when I was reading on it, it makes me think of mycelium.
Yeah,
in the earth.
In the trees, the network.
Under the ground, in the trees, the network of mycelium that runs everywhere.
It's the network within us.
It sounds similar to me. I don't know to what end I could go with that, but when I picture it in the web of it, and of course I've seen it in animals that have been slaughtered or hunted or whatever, you see that fascia. It's interesting, sounds the same to me. But it supports your structure, your movement, sensation, and hydration's an important part of that. So I think based on the looks I'm getting,
I'm not giving you looks.
I probably should not go into the types of fascia.
No, we don't need to do that. I'm gonna have to put my foot down on that one.
Okay. Well, okay.
I love you. It's just...
So where we're getting to is how
escaping the matrix.
How our lives, what we deal with on a daily basis, whether it's work, family, relations, whatever, outside things, it affects us.
It does. And that goes with some of the things that we both were talking about today.
Healthy fascia keeps the body flexible, strong, and pain-free. Tight fascia can restrict movement, cause pain, like folks have heard of plantar fasciitis on the foots, right? Frozen shoulder. You've had that.
I've had that.
Now we're bringing it home.
Yeah, but it doesn't make me escape the matrix.
That's the end of the podcast.
But I will tell you, the frozen shoulder was seriously, I've had 3 children, all natural. Frozen shoulder, right up there with childbirth. It was some of the most pain I've ever been in my life. It was horrible.
Sounds like you may need to read some of these notes on fascia. Well,
if it helps me escape the matrix, yes. But otherwise, I'm good.
Okay. So
back to, are we going back to fascia?
Well, no, I can play off your notes too. We got 2 separate sets of notes.
Well, and I just have, kind of bullet points so I remember, but going back to the awareness of what is the matrix? And then once you are aware, and that can be relationships, politics, religion, activism. And within those things, we see lies and corruption and manipulation and division. We see those things, but does it stop there? Like, okay, I see them. No, you have to integrate them. And does that mean, so you can go both ways. So you could go from not knowing, right? No awareness to awareness, and then jump all the way to the other side of just fighting it every step of the way. Mm-hmm. And that's, what do they say? It's one bird, two wings. And I'm not just talking politics. I'm talking all of it. That you're still within that realm of the matrix. If you're just now fighting everything that you're now aware of, to remove yourself from it, that is where the sovereignty lies. And I actually was just talking to your mom briefly about this on the phone last night. And I was telling her how, there was a time during COVID that I took a very bold outward stand. I mean, I was furious, and I was trying to fight for my neighbors, for my, fellow business owners, for, different things. And I was taking a really, I guess, a stand of being more seen doing it. And it almost took me over, to be honest, because I went to the extreme of it within, and that's not sovereign at all. It did take my freedom, and I had to realize that and step away from really that side of things altogether, mm-hmm. because that's better for me. I'm not saying that's what everyone needs to do, but for me, in the matrix I was in, I had to realize, okay, this is affecting me and my spirit holistically, my body, everything is affecting me. I can't do it.
Well, a lot of this plays into other podcasts we've had, whether it's about psychedelics, whether it's about recognizing patterns in family dynamics, that sort of thing. And the real question in the end is, what do you do with that? Yeah. How do you, for example, you said, step out of it. So we've bumped into people where there may be one topic that we feel directly in line with, sounds great, full agreement. In the next topic, you're like, holy shit, that frequency seems pretty combative. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On a separate topic.
Yeah. Or just like you think, I know that I think sometimes I'll be on the same frequency. I'm thinking, like, having a great conversation, and then they'll talk about how, their anger about something that doesn't truly affect their lives, or, whatever. And I think that's, there's freedom in not feeling like you have to do that. Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
I think maybe sometimes in the past, I wasn't mindful of this, and I'm still trying to be, but there is a difference between how left brain and right brain, computes things. Yeah. What you do with that, the different functioning of your left and right brain. Left brain, obviously, being more analytical.
Fascia.
And we're talking about brain.
I know, I'm saying.
Thinking right now.
I know, but I'm saying.
So hence fascia, I guess.
The left brain talks about fascia. And the right brain talks about sovereignty.
Well, they've heard me say sovereignty on here.
No, I'm teasing.
But they both have their value, right?
They both have their value.
The problem is we get stuck on the left side.
Or the right side, yeah.
Probably less so, I would think, on the right side, because it's what integrates everything together.
Yeah.
And so what happens when there's division, it creates segmentation, it creates isolation, and it creates a lack of unity, that sort of thing. And so when you divide, you can't even have a conversation, right?
It's true. So, and because this also, I mentioned religion, politics, activism, but relationships as well.
Like we've talked about already.
Yeah, we've talked about.
And so the left brain helps us to analyze and understand something, a particular thing. But then the next step is figure out, how do we integrate that into everything? Our outward actions, our internal thinking, believing, even how we think, how we feel. I mean, we've all talked about how somebody who's just been angry their whole life, and that's what dwells inside them. Imagine how it affects them internally.
Yeah, actually physically.
Right. And so that's really the connection we're ultimately, hopefully, going to try to make before this is done.
We'll make it, baby.
But there is a direct connection to the matrix, whether you want to consider that out there, and how it is programmed and built in, what it's created inside you, or what you're creating inside it, right?
Yeah.
So hopefully we'll get there by the time it's all said and done.
I'll allow it.
Okay.
Just kidding.
What you got?
Well, I was just gonna. One of the things that I have written down that I really loved is that we don't leave the system by opposing it. We leave it by dissolving the role that we play within it. What do you think about that?
Yeah, it's a big question. Can you dissolve the role you play in it? And if you can, how? And what does that look like? So, first thing that comes to mind that probably a lot of us would absolutely love.
I was just going to say this.
Is bouncing.
Yep.
Just getting the hell out to somewhere that's
living off grid,
remote, and necessary animal. I mean, obviously that's hard work, right?
Yeah.
But there's disconnected from the matrix.
Yeah.
Obviously, I would say back to nature, back to the land, that sort of thing.
I think so many of us desire that, but it just simply isn't realistic for everyone to be able to, or to have the means to even do that, or to think about doing that. So the question is
that even really the solution?
Right. Is it even the solution? That's not really sovereignty. That's really way easier than doing it when you're still here,
well, and that makes
in society.
That makes me think of Neo in the movie, because we all have seen that picture of him coming out of the bubble in the goop that he was in, right?
Oh, yeah.
Just all pale and naked, right?
I need to watch it again.
So he's coming out of there, out of the matrix pod that the matrix is feeding off of him from, right? They're like batteries.
Ah.
Okay. It's more
something to look up.
It's more like a documentary than anything.
Yeah, sorry, I've got it.
So but he's got to come out of there, and what's he got to do? He's got to move, right? His body's he's been in this goopy bubble, serving as an energetic battery to this system, but he's got to move, which requires moving the fascia and muscles and things. He's got to learn how to do that.
I love that, because if you think about it, this goes back to even our last podcast and some of the conspiracy theories or whatever, but they're not. They've put us in such a position of people working inside, people not getting sunlight, people not moving, just being really stagnant and losing. It affects everything. It affects your third eye, your pineal gland, which is very important.
Your posture, your
just abilities in general. So,
and even just that concept of him being in a goopy bubble, being used as a battery with millions of other people for this system, that rabbit hole by itself is incredibly fascinating. That is an
incredible rabbit hole. Highly suggest bouncing on down that rabbit hole, because that's really an interesting one, because the energy that the frequency they want to keep us at is very low.
Well, and the energy they're sucking out of us.
Right. At that frequency.
And so then, in the same way as he leaves that scenario, what is his process? It's not like, boom, all of a sudden, oh, I believe there is a matrix. I understand it well enough. Now what?
Right.
It's a process. And he went through a process of learning how to walk in it, how to live in it. And
he's bouncing into people.
At some point, he's doing superpower stuff, right?
Yeah.
Plugging and unplugging at will, that sort of thing. So there's a lot there that could be analogous to discussing these things.
You could do a whole podcast and just analyzing scenes.
I mean, there could be a whole
documentary
topic. The whole podcast be nothing about the Matrix for probably a very long time. But any hookles.
Okay. Go ahead.
Am I up?
You're up. Fascia.
I'm trying to move on from fascia.
I'm just giving you a hard time, baby. I love you.
So this particular, I feel like I'm missing a page. No, I'm not. This particular, I found this. It's at the Darshakrana. His name is Darshakrana.
Is this on Instagram or Facebook?
On X.
I'm sorry, X.
Yeah, if you look there at the Darshakrana, Darshakrana.
We'll put it in the description. Let's move on.
Exploring the fascia matrix liberation model. Basically,
yeah, it was a lot too that he had. He has a lot of information.
Yeah, I had to reduce it down, which still doesn't seem to be helping me a whole lot right now.
Babe, I'm just giving you a hard time. Now I feel bad.
Yeah.
So what's it say?
So the highlight here.
Yes.
The theory frames somatic liberation. So again, somatic being about the body, liberating your body in a healthy way.
Through movement. Look up somatic, S-O, somatic liberation. It's body movement, it's breathing. I mean, there's yoga, there's lots of things.
Fascial healing.
Okay.
As an exit from a constructed reality. That's what he's proposing in this. Yeah. And this is probably the first time I've seen it from that direction, but it made sense as I read through it, because when you partition or separate different fields of life or thought or reality, I always want, and hopefully I'm beginning to see the connections between how they relate, because nothing is unrelated.
Right.
There is nothing that's unrelated.
I agree.
Right. Religion, politics, spirituality. And so it's a blending. He's blending biology, perception, and metaphor. It's not just digital simulation, but a mix of trauma, conditioning, neurology, and physical rigidity, trapping the body and mind. That's what he's done here in this article, and I thought it was amazing. It's all of those things together, because what does that sort of... When you're seeing something, when you're hearing something, you're programmed by something, you were raised by something in a culture in a certain way, that matrix programs you to think and feel and act in a certain way, complete with certain emotions that most definitely affect your body.
Yeah.
And so that's why I found this so fascinating. Biology, perception as metaphor. It's not just a simulation, but a mix of trauma, conditioning, neurology, physical rigidity, trapping the body and mind.
Yeah, our nervous system. I mean, think about how important that is to have a regulated nervous system and able to just function, but let alone escape the matrix.
Yeah, no, and he submits in here fascia as the body's storage drive, because fascia moves energy throughout the body to every part of the body.
Right.
Fascia as the body's storage drive for trauma, creating a prison of restricted awareness.
I hope this isn't too off topic, but I just read, speaking of that, trauma within the body. I don't know if your mom sent this to me, if I sent it to her, but it was about fasting and how fasting, I was telling you about this last night, will bring out that trauma within your body, because it is stored within your body quite literally. And so any trauma, any past events that have affected you, fasting can help heal that. And among other things, I mean, that's a whole nother topic. Fasting is so beneficial. But it
certainly redirects energy.
It redirects energy, right.
Because if your energy isn't, pouring into a bunch of digestion, it allows it to direct energy to every other part of your body.
And our gut in particular is very important. So I'm totally going off subject a little bit, but it does have to do with that, because our nervous system, our bodies, our fascia, all store, it's all the same thing. It all stores so much more than what we think. I mean, even back pain and different things can be caused by that.
Yeah. When he says the body is the first prison and fascia is its mesh, right?
Well, then Marnell says, you'd never be able to get out of the matrix if that's the case. I probably read it late, so now I'm not knowing which part, like being able to move off grid.
Oh.
I don't know if that's what she's talking about, though.
I don't know.
She'll have to tell us. Marnell also had a frozen shoulder. They wanted to do surgery on me, and I said, no go, I'm going to heal this myself. but it took a long time, and some are worse than others.
And you get like steroid injections?
I got one steroid injection and then worked out like a fiend and
to get it fixed.
I just would hang on the bars to stretch it. It was really painful. Sorry, Marnell, I read that late. So tell us what you mean from that last comment.
Well, what we're talking about is related to everyday stress.
Yeah.
And the energy that moves through the fascia, how it affects your body, digestion, that sort of thing. How posture or unprocessed emotions program us like a code in a system.
Off-grid wouldn't take you away from the trauma. That's so true.
That's true.
It's such a, that's kind of what I was meaning when I said it. It's almost like an easier way out, so to speak, or feels like it. It's like not dealing with the root of the issue.
Well,
so you're absolutely right about that.
I think all of us can agree. It might help to lessen the exposure. For instance, living on a nice small farm somewhere or ranch or whatever is very different than living in a big city.
Yes.
So the exposure may be cut down some, but there'd still be whatever circumstance, situation, culture
within
that you were born into and grew up within.
Yes.
There's still matrix elements there to think through that affect you internally.
Yeah. And more than we know, I think, more than, like we're talking about different pain and things within our bodies. And as you were talking, I was thinking of, the food and the things they put in our food and that are coming out constantly. And look at the difference between food in Europe and food in America and what's allowed and what's not. There's, oh my gosh, you could go on for days. Obviously, I'm very passionate about health and what we put in our bodies. That's very, very important to us. We definitely dive deep into that, but this is part of that because you have to be so careful. They've depleted our soils so much so that even food that is good for you is not as good for you as it could be. There's just so many trails that you could take from this, but the important thing is awareness and integrating that awareness. Not just with food, with everything. Yeah,
agreed. And I think trying to understand it more as a multi-layered control system.
Yeah.
It's easy for us to rattle off the outside things. The soil, the pharmaceuticals, the politics, the religions, the spiritualities, the family dynamics. It's easy to rattle those things off, the outside things, right? But it's multi-layered. And every one of those things certainly affects the inside things.
Right.
Which then turns around and re-affects the outside things.
Yeah.
Right. So
how do you do that?
Just like Marnell said, just completely escaping to the best of your ability all the outside things doesn't always fix it.
No, it's
because you're still in the matrix.
It's like what we're saying. She's saying exactly the right thing. It's awareness is not the escape. Awareness just shows you the cage you're in. Now what? And the integration and the embodiment, that gives you the keys to get out of that cage. That opens the cage door.
Embodiment being another word for saying somatic.
Exactly.
The body.
Mm-hmm.
The matrix isn't just external, right? It's internalized through layers that limit freedom, making us believe problems are out there.
Right.
While the trap is somatic.
Mm-hmm. It's very
trapping
true.
You, right?
Seeing it is a wonderful thing. Once you do see it, there is freedom beginning in that. I can attest to that, but that's, part of the awakening as well, is the escape from the matrix, is realizing I see this, I'm going to do something about it while not living in this cage. So I need the keys. So how do I get the keys? I'm going to embody this, I need to integrate this into my life. Truly.
That's essentially what we're doing here, except for with others as well, right? Because whether it's things we've been looking at for a while or whether it's fairly new to us, it's a fun discussion, enjoying that discussion with other folks who have
learning and growing
they've learned other
together.
things that we can learn from as well.
Yeah, absolutely.
So breaking down those layers, the multi-layers, we've talked about some. Media overload.
That's a big one. Media overload is a big one. It can be, I don't watch any media, but it can be so overwhelming. And you see, it's so funny. We'll be at Costco because we don't get out much. Let's be real. We try not to go out into the Matrix very often, but when we have to go to Big Town.
Well, it's hard enough dealing with the Matrix in here.
Right? So. But when we go, I'll know something has made fear within the masses, has created fear within the masses because a bunch of them will, just think what you want, but I'm just going to say it, but a bunch of them will have masks on. And I don't mean a bunch, but like enough that you notice. More than you'd normally see. More than you normally see. And I'm like, oh, so something came on the news and now they're terrified. Because they even have kind of a terrified look in their eye. Like, don't come close to me.
Well, all you can see is the big eyes.
And I'm like, so it's so interesting when you're far removed from that. Because I wasn't always, but when you are, you realize it's just a fear tactic, you guys.
Yeah.
It's so, I'm not specifically just talking about that, but just in general media, well, in programming. So it's called television programming. They are programming you. And us. So
media overload, AI, screen addiction, of which we're helping to promote at this very moment.
Like and subscribe. Screen addiction is a huge one.
Norms, education, emotional suppression.
Tell me what you think about that.
Suppressing our emotions?
Yeah. Just in general, like, what would that look like? Just, I'm fine, or not dealing with them properly?
Yeah, I guess it comes in a lot of different forms.
Yeah. A lot of us do it just to get through, because you know what? I have to work tomorrow, or I have, I don't have time for this emotion. Sometimes there's that issue as well, which is what they like.
Well, it has a physiological impact in your posture, in your stress does.
Yeah.
I mean, I remember.
I'm like wanting to look at my posture right now.
Never thought I would ever want to do a job sitting behind a desk, but for the years that I did, I began feeling it in my back.
Yeah.
And certainly you can get out of shape pretty quick. And you're pouring into spreadsheets, deadlines, trips, whatever, and it
wears on you.
Could be unhealthy pretty quick. So disconnection from your breath, nature, spirit.
So part of escaping the matrix, just from those last couple of things you said, is so important that even if you're even if you only have 10 minutes to just go outside and breathe fresh air and look at where you think the sun might be if it's cloudy, like it has been lately. But, just taking that, just even if it's just 10 minutes, it's so important. Touching the earth, and it seems maybe woo-woo, but it's truly not. It's truly healing. It's scientifically proven to heal you. Just doing little baby steps to change the things that are genuinely affecting you, literally, body, mind, and soul, holistically, because everything does affect us, and everything is connected, like you said, and there are ways to begin to heal oneself.
Well, and it's, if you want to relate it back to the Matrix, it's like actively deprogramming or programming yourself differently.
Yes.
So when you get to the point where you're like, okay, I recognize this for what it is, and sometimes it comes in pieces, right? Some people may just only recognize the duality of politics, and how in reality both sides are really doing some really shitty things.
Right. Two wings, one bird.
Not all on both sides, but in general, it creates a divisive dynamic.
Yeah.
And that goes for everything you can possibly think of.
Yeah, from those smallest things. Yeah.
Nutrition, medical care, spirituality, religion. Every single thing is so divisive. And when you begin to see the patterns in that, you're like, okay, trying to take an emotional and mental step back from that and see it more clearly so that you can reprogram internally is kind of what he's relating to here, because all of those things somatically through the fascia affect you physically. So you have to re-affect all of those things somatically,
retrain,
through
reprogram.
the fascia physically as well.
Yeah.
It's not enough just to see something and call bullshit.
No.
That's an important step.
You have to integrate it. You have to embody it.
Right.
Yeah. It's important, but it's not always easy. And I think sometimes what happens is, I know you can get overwhelmed with all the things that you see that need to change within your own life or in general in life. And it can be overwhelming. And so it's way easier just to go, it's just too much. I'm not going to do any of it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Take a break.
Yeah.
Touch some grass.
Yeah. And it's okay to do one thing at a time, one little tiny step at a time, just to reprogram your thoughts. Within a relationship, it's the same thing. When you're continuing, when you see a pattern, when we have seen a pattern within our communication, definitely the patterns have repeated at times, and you realize, okay, am I going to continue to repeat this pattern because that's crazy, number one, and or am I going to embody and integrate what I know to be right and good?
It's not easy because those emotions, that energy that's pushed through the body from decades, depending on how long you've lived, come up emotionally.
Just a couple decades.
They come up emotionally.
Yeah, they
do.
And
we react emotionally that way. And without recognizing that first, even when you do recognize it, it's not easy to change.
Joe Dispenza, he has some actually I have them right here. Not on purpose. I just have had them there for a long time. But his book, I think it's the one, I'm trying to look at which one. Doesn't matter. He says this often, but it's just changing one thought, even a day, just thinking differently, thinking about thinking, going, okay, wait a minute, I'm going to think about this differently, can start to literally rewire your brain, rewire your thinking, rewire your entire being, therefore, because that's ultimately what happens. It's one little step, and then it becomes bigger, and then it becomes habitual, and then it starts to change. He says, to change your reality, you have to change your personal reality, which is your personality. And that's not saying your personality sucks or anything like that, but it's your personal reality. You have to change that in order for your reality to change.
Well, and that's that definitely correlates with what he's saying in this article. And he takes it a step further. We'll see later on how to physically also release some of that tension. Physically.
Yeah. How much later? Why can't we talk about it now?
I don't know. Maybe by the time we're done, it'll be tomorrow.
I love it. This is good. Did not know it was going to go this direction, but I love it.
Well, now I'm trying to figure out where the direction was.
Oh gosh. Inner alignment over opposition. I liked that. I wrote that. That's just about what we're talking about, just being sovereign, and it's not all at once. I think that's the important thing for people to know, for us to know, is that it doesn't have to be all at once. It takes time to rewire, to deconstruct and reconstruct. Yeah.
Breathe, touch grass, maybe smoke some grass.
Yeah. I come to Jason sometimes, and I'm like if I'm having, maybe an emotional time, and I love that I can do this with you, but I'm like, can you please help me breathe with me? And we do somatic breathing. It's super easy, but it is so helpful. Sometimes I'll do it by myself, but it's part of somatic healing, is not just movement, but breath is so important, remembering to breathe. Sometimes we forget, especially in a busy, crazy world.
I'm totally listening.
Oh, but you're going to...
I'm skipping some things. Okay. I'm trying to find a spot to land kind of where we are. So I'm listening, and wide open and hearing some more beautiful things come out of your face.
No, go ahead.
No, I need you to go ahead. Because I'm finding, that's me trying to say scanning? I'm trying to find my spot.
Well, shoot.
Are you done with yours already?
Well, I mean, I didn't have.
You are?
Fascia. No, I think what we're saying is good. Here's something good. Freedom is lived, not argued. You do not have to argue your sovereignty. It just is. You live it.
Yeah.
And I think that just goes along with the baby steps and just taking one step at a time, changing your way of thinking, one tiny thing at a time. And this isn't to convince anyone to do any of this, but it's
just thoughts.
It's just thoughts and conversation, because if you're feeling it, and we believe that there are a lot of people who are awakening and feeling this very thing, feeling frustrated with politics, frustrated with relationships, with religion, with a lot of things, just wanting answers. That's the thing I've been hearing a lot and just seeing a lot. Frustration and just, can we just get the damn truth? And
yeah.
Sometimes you're not going to. And so how do you find your sovereignty? How do you escape that matrix without having all the answers that you think will, because those answers aren't necessarily going to make it all okay. They might make it even harder for you if you really know the truth.
Well, and it's why we like the feedback and the conversation, because, for instance, you can't talk about the matrix without the red pill and the blue pill.
Right.
Right. So what would be the equivalent of like red or blue pills? Because you do, for instance, have a guy on that movie, can't remember his name, who flies the craft and all that kind of stuff. And he can insert the matrix or come out of, he knows about the matrix basically. But in the end, he's sick of fighting it. It's just easier to just
hop back into the
matrix and stay there and taste all the tastes and smell all the smells.
And there's so many people like that, and there's no judgment on them. It's just
it's just their choice.
It's their choice, yeah.
Right.
There is such freedom, however, when you take the red pill.
Yeah, which what can help you get there, both externally and otherwise? Externally, or let's say mentally, as opposed to somatically, the body. Mentally, we've talked about that. Like the last episode was thinking about thinking, or how to, intelligence being a means by which to be open to listen to concepts. Maybe you've heard them before, maybe you haven't, but there may be something in there that you can add to where you're at, or perhaps even being open to question everything. It's not never questioning what you believe to be truth, but questioning everything you believe to be true. And feeling safe to do that, right?
Yeah.
So we had an episode about psilocybin and what that does within your neural pathways in your body. Imagine how that affects your fascia, all that kind of stuff. Right? So what it enables you to see, it's not the only way to see it.
No.
You can do it through breath work and movement. It's not the only way to see it, but it's a tool. Sometimes it's actually a pill. Right? So these practices dissolve neural networks and reveal somatic armor and release the fascia, allowing the body to unplug from programs. So imagine your experience, or our experience when we were talking about psilocybin. It gives you a moment, like Morpheus gave to Neo, the ability to unplug for a moment and see things differently. To be able to hear and think things differently, so that you can then go back and learn the other ways.
Yeah.
It's not always psilocybin. Sometimes it's breath work.
Which is meditation, a form of meditation that can be absolutely healing and beautiful.
Which is the same thing as prayer. It's just different names, different cultures. So
just taking a minute, taking time, taking some silent time is so important.
Yeah.
Out of sight of the matrix.
Psilocybin enhances enteroconception.
Big.
Yeah, I don't even know that word. So let's figure out how we can skip that one. Combined with movement, breath work, it triggers releases like trembling, crying. Remember on the psilocybin?
Yes,
the crying part.
I cried a lot.
It's releasing, and even
it did feel that way too. It felt very releasing. I kept looking at you guys saying, "I'm not sad. I don't know why I'm crying," but it was just pouring. My face was pouring.
Well, perhaps it's all that fascia tension from all those years releasing through happy tears.
It actually felt beautiful. Yeah. Were you going to say something about Hengel?
Yeah, I was going to say that Hengel and I both recognized or saw that it was a release.
Oh, in me.
Yeah, I mean, everything about you looked like you were in a wonderland of happy, free release, complete with the tears, but it wasn't sad or angry tears. Obviously, it was almost like I didn't know a human could feel this way, kind of happy release tears.
Yeah. That makes me cry a little, but yes, that's how it was.
Yeah.
It was really amazing. Clearly, I have tears on other days too, not just on psilocybin.
So, recalibrating the nervous system to truth over fear. I mean, we fear so many things.
Yes.
What we see on TV, what we hear, what we perceive so many threats to our safety that aren't actually at our doorstep.
Right.
Why fear those? Right? I mean, deal with them when they're on your doorstep. Sometimes you got to deal with it.
Yeah.
But why would you fear something that is not at your doorstep, not in front of you? It's just a possibility that's not in front of you, doesn't exist in this moment.
In this now, right.
Right.
It creates, it can create anxiety, fear of the future.
Yeah. And
just like the past can create sadness and depression and, reliving the past constantly.
Right.
Fear of the future can do this.
They do that nonstop with what you're seeing on the TV through AI.
They put people in the position to think of the future, it's going to be bad.
So it's like he says here, it's like a cellular rewiring, not just a metaphor, right? So it's turning us that have been puppets into conscious creators through a cellular rewiring. It's not just thinking. It's not just awareness. It's not even just understanding. It's full capacity, full as above, so below, as within, so without.
Yes. Is that it?
You're still relying on me?
Yeah. I'm waiting. I thought you had more.
We're getting pretty close to the conclusion here.
I'm excited.
So he goes in here, sharpens the body's subconscious ability to sense its own movement, position, and spatial orientation without using vision. Time dilation, authentic agency. That's the sovereignty you were talking about. Authentic agency, right?
Somebody made a comment. It says, get used to safety first.
Yes.
Yeah, we do have to.
100% with that.
And you have to be.
Got to create a safe space.
I was going to say that. We've talked about this in our healing, I think, episode. But yeah, being in a safe place, safe environment to heal, to feel safe. You have to feel safe.
Well, and I would submit that sometimes we probably, in actuality, are in a safe place. But everything that we're watching and listening to,
what we're allowing in,
feels like an imminent danger. So therefore, it's not safe within us.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing at our doorstep that's radically affecting me. But we're seeing on TV that somebody's stealing all the damn toilet paper. Right?
So we feel panicked. Yeah.
Or
some people do.
All the other things that we've seen over the short last few years.
Yeah. Well, look at
all the things we're seeing now.
I've been seeing these short videos about, all the ice storms happening in the South. And I mean, I get it. To be prepared is important, but these people are like, I just bought up the whole store for this. And it's like, meep, 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 tiny little bit of snow.
Oh.
Or you know what I'm saying? I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, because they created this fear. I mean, the shelves were empty in these stores because it's like, get out there, it's going to be time to survive for the winter. Little House on the Prairie.
Yeah. And it's not to take away from those that are suffering through it for sure.
No, definitely not.
But I think what the fear creates
Yes.
is often
Panic.
an exaggerative pendulum swing.
Yes, exactly.
When in fact, most of us probably have enough on the shelves to last through a storm.
Yeah.
Even more than a week.
It's just the idea of creating fear in order to sell all that, like the toilet paper craze back in 2020.
Yeah.
That was crazy.
Well, kind of in conclusion, he highlights in his, and I highly recommend reading it. It's pretty long, and this is just, I know if I were to ever meet him or talk to him, apologize for butchering it, but because it's really well worded, well put forth. It was just incredibly long, and I tried to put it in highlights for this discussion for others to go back and look it up. Right?
Yeah, we'll link it when I get inside.
But to highlight kind of the end point of it was the way out is actually within.
I love that.
Which is a really good point. And when even if you go back and watch The Matrix and all the things that was said to Neo, whether it's the pills given or otherwise, he had to process through what he was actually capable of being and doing and who he was within that matrix.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
Essentially, we're talking about the same thing. He had to rebuild his muscles after coming out of the pod.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, even just a practical thing, when my back starts here at my neck, goes down underneath the right shoulder blade, and I feel it in the right hip. I get the foam roller and I lay on it and I roll back and forth until it's gone. And it helps a lot. But think of all the fascial tissue back there up and down my back and in my neck. That's part of it. In breathing, a safe, peaceful environment, advanced observation, manipulating outcomes. Yes.
Yes.
Yeah.
When they have everyone thinking the same thing, I think this is what he means by that. But it's when we're all fearing the same thing and we're all thinking the same thing. This is another perhaps rabbit hole that is very interesting, but truly what it does is it manifests that very thing that they want to happen.
Yeah, as a collective, we're bringing that reality to pass.
Which is manipulating the
Fantastic
outcome.
rabbit hole. Love that one.
Mm-hmm. But it's actually proven. I mean, it's scientifically proven, which is what we're talking about. I mean,
well, the collective's doing it on a grand scale.
Yes, we do it within our own lives as well.
And we do it in individual relationships.
Yep.
Because oftentimes when you hear somebody, your partner or whatever, or you're saying something to somebody, you're mirroring what's actually going on in here without realizing it or not, right? And sometimes you do it and you don't realize and you do it. If somebody points it out, you have to be able to hear it and say, I hear what you're saying. Let me reword that. I don't want to be that way. I hear that how that came across. And it's a mirror. But on a grander scale, everybody thinking that way, fear, panic, or otherwise,
creates the outcome that they...
What we do or don't manifest, how that happens within creation.
Mm-hmm.
Exciting rabbit hole. So, to wrap up.
Wait, what is what is the name of that? Can you read that? 110, The Unknown?
Into the Unknown.
Oh, Into the Unknown. Sorry, literally my vision. We want to welcome you into the unknown.
Welcome
Thank
into
you
the
for,
unknown.
we love that you're participating.
Yeah, you've just found a place where there's a lot of unknown and we're trying to
explore it.
Yeah.
Just a conversation. I love it.
Very good comment. So,
yeah. So,
all right. So, how to escape it? First, it's understanding as above, so below, as within, so without.
Yep.
It has to be internal and bodily external as well as...
Literally, it's holistic.
Right. So, matrix is part of the matrix is fascial. liberation is somatic. It's the body. So you have to liberate. Try breath work or exercises. Like I just said, the foam rolling, different parts of the body. There's all kinds of things. You got to move. The Matrix was never just digital. It was fascial, he says.
I like that. That's a very different conversation about the Matrix, but it's so relevant in general in our lives. I think everything is connected. Everything affects everything within our realm, right? Starts within us, as above, so below, as within, so without. That's so relevant because that's how we embody. That's how we heal. That's how we embody the awareness, and we heal and we grow, and that's how we awaken and are able to have eyes to see and ears to hear.
Well, and Hengel's done some much deeper dives into the movie is The Matrix.
You know, I really
had some fantastic conversations a couple of times one night. Most of the night, I think we went to bed
you guys
like
were
3.
I was going to say you were up until like 3 or 4.
But I guarantee if we really sat down and went through those movies and began to just take note of all the different analogies or comparative things or symbolism.
There's a reason that they're referred to a lot. They were well made. There is truth in plain sight within so many things.
As with a lot of movies.
As with a lot of movies, but that one in particular is pretty impressive.
But we grope around in the darkness on what those movies are actually saying without understanding the allegories, the symbols, gematria.
Yeah.
You miss it.
Yep.
I don't always catch it because I'm still learning. But
that's why it's fun to watch them again.
Yeah, you go back.
As you're still learning and you're like, wait a minute, now I see it like this or whatever. It's good.
Well,
all right. Well,
thanks for the joining.
I was going to say, I don't know where I have it.
Into the unknown.
Yes, Marnell.
If you
it's
have
always
more
good
thoughts
to see
or
you
comments, send them for sure.
Yeah, if you're watching this after the live, we want to hear from you still, and make sure to like and subscribe. We go live every Wednesday and Saturday now at 6 p.m. But of course, you can watch it after that if you're not available at those times. We absolutely love the interaction. It's fun and amazing, and we're very, very thankful for it.
What you got in your hand there?
I was going to make sure to say, don't forget Holistic and Wild, which is our business, all organic, grass-fed and finished tallow products. We also have essential oil, rollers, bath salts, anything holistic and healing. Everything is made with intention in small batches and truly, genuinely heals you. But they are our sponsor, and there is a link in our description with a coupon code for those of you who subscribe that you can use on our Etsy shop. So,
well, and there are some scents in there for dudes as well.
You said that last time, and there are, and I love it. So cedar moon, earthing, grounding.
Frankincense, I like.
Oh yeah, frankincense, just real simple, but everything is truly amazing. I'm very proud of this company and what we offer. So. But we are company. Our own sponsor. It's a huge company. Small batch, not huge.
Well,
but thank you all for showing up tonight and for watching, and make sure, like I said, to like and subscribe, and we will like them, subscribe, and we'll see you on Saturday at 6 p.m. We love you all.
This is what happens when you exit the Matrix. You go behind.